coverage you can count on. This is Fox 30 Action News at 4:30.
A local deacon found dead in a burned home. Why his family says this was no accident. Plus, risking his own life to save a friend.
You know, one of your friends he's just gone and you never really got to say goodbye to him.
Why his loved ones say they are not surprised by this teenager's final act of heroism. And mosquitoes on the move, the dangerous new disease they are carrying right here into our area. Well, good morning to you. I'm Lindsay Gardner. It is Wednesday, April 16th here at 4:30. Our top stories are straight ahead. But first, there is a chill to greet you as you step out the door here this morning. Fox 30 meteorologist Julie Watkins is in the First Alert Weather Center tracking the chill here this Wednesday.
All right, at least that cold front has moved across the area, so we are much drier out there this morning. First Alert Doppler HD not picking up any wet weather, even as we go farther to the south as we're seeing that cold front on out of here. 45 degrees current temperature, though, in Jacksonville, so already feeling the chill this morning, especially in southeast Georgia. 43 Waycross, 44 Folkestone, and the winds are coming in pretty good in Jacksonville, also St. Augustine, blowing at about 12 miles an hour. They're going to shift to more of a northeasterly wind, and boy, is it going to be a breezy one today. So we do anticipate wind speeds of 15 to 20 miles an hour and a much cooler day in store for us. 45 degrees by that 5 o'clock hour. We'll stay in the 40s through 7 o'clock. We're looking at the clouds that will build gradually as the day wears on as well. 48 by 9 o'clock. So we'll talk about the next best chance of rain as it's already on the horizon coming up, the complete forecast.
Julie, thank you. First Alert Traffic is outside giving you a live look from our DOT traffic camera network at I-95 at Atlantic. Getting a green light here this morning. No ties to pass along Derrick Road and back in less than a half hour to track it live. Well, Jacksonville police are still looking for answers in the death of a local church deacon found dead in a burned home yesterday. A maintenance man discovered Andrew Stevens' body in his apartment. His family says they know who the killer was. Action News' Aliana Gomez has been following this developing story since we first brought it to you as breaking news on CBS 47 Action News at 5 yesterday.
Andrew Stevens, a local church deacon, is described as a loving man with a big heart and a big family. Stevens' children told me they know who killed their father, calling it a jealous fit of rage.
She was just calling, threatening him, and he had said if anything happened to him, to go to her.
Police haven't named a suspect yet. The victim's daughter tells me her father recently ended things with the mother of his newborn child, and that the woman made threats to burn his house down. And I'm told this wasn't the first time.
She did another fire, set his clothes and stuff on fire a couple of months ago. So, yes, she got a problem with setting fires.
I reached out to JFRD to get more information about that incident, but learned police and firefighters were never called. Stevens' family tells me they believed their father had everything under control, but that changed Tuesday when a maintenance man went to check on Stevens.
He went to check. The front door was locked. The back door was not. There was smoke leaving the apartment complex or the apartment. They dialed 911. Fire rescue came and found the victim on the inside of the apartment.
I'm told Stevens' car is missing, and these two daughters have a message for the person they blame for their father's death.
Let your SO get you. That's the safest way.
Even though the family believes they know who's responsible for their father's death, police have not told us that they're looking for any suspects at all in this homicide investigation. Reporting in Northwest Jacksonville, Aliana Gomez, Fox 30, CBS 47, Action News.
JSO is investigating it as possible foul play. They're also investigating the cause of the fire. At this point, officers will not say for sure it was arson. 4:32, and right now, this man, 25-year-old Kayvon Edison, is under investigation. Boston police say he planted a fake bomb at the finish line of the Boston Marathon just hours after the city wrapped up a remembrance ceremony for last year's deadly terrorist attack.
Fire in the hole!
A bomb squad blew up 2 suspicious packages found in downtown Boston Tuesday night. The first contained a rice cooker filled with confetti. Investigators say Edison was running around with another bag. Witnesses say he appeared emotionally disturbed. The hoax comes as thousands gathered to mark the anniversary of the twin bombings that killed 3 and injured more than 100 last year. New this morning, 2 people are dead, 14 injured, and nearly 300 still missing after a ship sank off the coast of South Korea. area. The ferry sent a distress call Wednesday when it began to lean on its side, as you can see. It was carrying at least 470 people, more than 300 of them high school students. They were headed to an island for a 4-day trip. A rescue response included dozens of military boats and helicopters. Officials say more than 150 victims there have been rescued. The South Korean government said about 95% of the ship is currently underwater. For the very first time, loved ones are speaking out only to Action News about the death of a Keystone Heights high school student, now being remembered a hero. 18-year-old Shane Savoy was struck by a pickup truck while walking to his bus stop along County Road 214 last Friday. Moments before the crash, investigators say he pushed his classmate Ellen Cornett out of the way, likely saving her life. Friends say they are not at all surprised by his actions. Jacksonville taxpayers are on the hook for costly repairs to vital city equipment. The machines we are talking about are used to clear local storm drains and ditches. We found leaves and trash clogging up drains across Jacksonville after those storms we told you about rolled through on Tuesday. So we did some checking with the Public Works Department, and we found out some equipment is out of service, waiting on repairs on average of 242 days a year. Now, those repairs are costing tens of thousands of dollars annually, money that could be spent on new equipment. City Councilman Clay Yarborough says the problem is leaving a major backlog.
Put a backlog of constituent issues and pipes being cleaned out and all of that off because we just don't have the capacity to do it.
Hurricane season's approaching and it's just going to get worse. It's just a matter of time.
Councilman Yarborough hopes the city will invest in new equipment with this year's budget. Right now, law enforcement officials are looking for relatives of children buried at the controversial Dozier School for Boys in the Panhandle. It's an update to a story we have been following for months for you. We are getting our first look at what one of the boys scientists have exhumed likely looked like. Now, this sketch of an unidentified 8 to 10-year-old African-American boy is based on skeletal remains already uncovered. Senator Bill Nelson pushed lawmakers to allow this excavation and says given the school's 111-year history, more startling discoveries are likely on the property.
I think eventually they're going to find another cemetery, because back then they did not bury the two races together. And so no telling what stories are going to unfold.
So far, anthropologists have uncovered 55 bodies. That is 24 more than state records said were buried at the now closed school in Marianna. A Mayport-based Navy ship is headed right back here at home now. A ship fire damaged the USS Way City this week. The Navy says no one was hurt. Now, this is the Way City the last time it came home in August. The Navy says the fire started in the gas turbine generator and spread to 3 floors. Now the ship is running on its own power and should arrive Friday morning. Once it does arrive, the Navy will try to figure out the cause of the fire and the extent of the damage. Your Action News time is 4:37 this morning, and the city of Jacksonville is firing back at the federal government in this letter over a grant the feds have told the city could be in jeopardy. The city got nearly $6 million from the Department of Homeland Security to train firefighters. But the feds said the city needed to provide additional information because of accusations of discrimination against the Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department. Cindy Laquadera, the city's general counsel, is blasting Homeland Security for its motives. We reached out to the Department of Homeland Security for its response. We were told the person the letter was addressed to was out of the office at the time. We are still waiting to hear back. We have a new warning this morning from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention on a dangerous new mosquito disease called CHIKV. Experts say it's only a matter of time before we see cases in Northeast Florida. Action News' Amanda Warford takes a look at how local counties are already taking action.
Mosquitoes are already breeding in standing water just like this, and I've learned those mosquitoes could carry a bigger health risk than ever before.
Those vicious little biters are back. Mosquitoes, and local officials are fighting back.
We've started our night spraying this week.
John Shellhorn gets nearly a dozen complaints a day. This week, the city of Jacksonville began spraying parts of the south side, North Jacksonville, and northwest of downtown. Shallow standing water there is where mosquitoes can lay up to 200 eggs each.
We've got quite a bit of potential breeding sources here in Duval County.
Clay and St. Johns County crews are trying to get a head start too. More rain later this week, followed by warmer temperatures, will soon create conditions perfect for a mosquito explosion. And there's a new reason for concern. A disease called chikungunya, or CHIKV for short, is spreading through the Caribbean, debilitating victims with a single bite.
It's very, very hard on the joints, making the patient feel like they're being drawn or contorted. It hurts so bad that they can't straighten up.
Jacksonville is a port, so we have to be on guard for that too.
Shellhorn says CHIKV could easily make its way here this summer, so crews are taking action now and communicating with health officials daily.
The communication between the mosquito control agencies and between the health departments, I think, are critical to make sure that we're prepared and we know what's going on, we can anticipate, and we're ready if and when we do see something like that here.
This morning's cooler weather could help, and I'm told we will likely see more mosquitoes over the weekend, so you should clear any standing water from your property and keep that insect repellent handy. Reporting from Fleming Island, Amanda Warford, Fox 30 and CBS 47 Action News.
And Action News is helping to make it easy for you to place a service request in your neighborhood. You can find the link on our website, actionnewsjax.com. Well, the couple charged with the worst kind of sexual abuse against two young girls told a judge they did not do it. William Dillow pleaded not guilty to capital sexual battery on Tuesday. Investigators say he and his girlfriend, Rhonda Wilkerson, assaulted the girls in an RV parked outside of his home. Wilkerson did not appear in court on Tuesday, but sent a written plea of not guilty. They are due back in court next month. Jacksonville police are looking for a couple who mugged a Good Samaritan at knife point. Now, this all happened early Monday morning near the Walgreens and Brooks Hospital. These surveillance images show the suspects in the parking lot. Police say the victim initially stopped to help the couple that appeared to be having car trouble, but they pulled out a knife and took that victim's money. Investigators believe the couple made off in a black Dodge or Chevy pickup. 24 families in Central Florida are out of their brand new homes this morning after lightning sparked a massive fire at their apartment complex. You can see flames just ripping through this 5-month-old building in Celebration, Florida. That's near Orlando. The roof was destroyed and collapsed onto the floors below. More than 20 emergency vehicles responded to the fire. It all started during that thunderstorm. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, and right now we are working to find out how the Red Cross may be helping those families.
Now, your first alert forecast, Jacksonville's most accurate.
That front has moved through. Much cooler air is now beginning to push into the region. First alert Doppler HD is off to a dry start here on this Wednesday morning. We anticipate just maybe a shower here or there, but mainly at the beaches because of the northeasterly wind. But boy, is it going to be a cool one. We can see much colder air surging across the eastern seaboard. Your First Alert weather app pointing out that temperatures will stay stuck in the 60s for today. Much more details on when this cooler snap will end coming up.
All right, First Alert traffic is outside, giving you a green light as you look at I-95 at Southside. Derek Odom back in 20 minutes to track that morning commute live. Still to come, new bear damages, why experts predict scenes like this could become more common in a local development. Plus, Creepy Crook, the unbelievable surveillance video of this thief sneaking through a nursery. And also ahead, military budget cuts, how government changes could impact our local naval stations. Your time is 4:42.